On this video, I'll be analysing 5 random shots from Twin Peaks: The Return. So these are 5 shots scattered across the entire series. So I'll be having a look to see how these images present meaning to audiences. I'll look at the use of camera work and visual language, which is often referred to as mise en scène. Now this is a French theatre term which means placing on stage, and it is very common in film analysis. To explain it simply, it refers to what we see on screen. So from the visuals, the meanings, and all the elements that appear on camera and their arrangement. Now this can include locations, set dressing, props, costumes, makeup, colours, lighting, visual effects, depth of space, characters and performance. It should be possible to understand the narrative by the visual alone without sound or music. So join me in my analysis of Twin Peaks: The Return in just 5 shots. Okay, first shot. So this is a long shot, so the subject is visible, but the emphasis is on placing him in his environment. So this character has been engulfed by this world. Is he trapped? Now the colour red, connotations of red could be danger, so it could be in a dangerous situation. Now the location suggests a realism, some strange place, not normal reality. We have these red curtains. What could lie behind these curtains? Is it danger? We have a corridor effect which helps trap the protagonist. Now the jagged floor, we have high contrast between the light and the dark. So also they look like peaks. So we've got the dark peaks and the light peaks, and the show is called Twin Peaks. Now performance, he's walking straight with a purpose, so he is a hero character. Now he's got a black suit, which would suggest professionalism, a government job. So in this case he is an FBI agent, because the pin on his suit would suggest patriotism to America, is a loyal government employee. Now his hair and makeup, it's smart, it's professionalism, it's what you expect to see from a government agent. Now the lighting is high key, so there's a lack of shadows, so it allows us to see him in this strange world. And according to Claude Levi-Strauss, he states that media narratives have binary oppositions. So here we have the ordinary, the conventional character versus this fantasy world. Okay, for the second shot, so we have a businessman in a grey suit. So it says old-fashioned, but also he's successful. Also the red tie, is he a conservative character? So in terms of blocking, so the man in the suit is looking down at the other character. It almost makes him seem more superior. Now in terms of props, he's got a cigar in his hand. So he's sophisticated, he is wealthy. Now this is a 2-shot. So we see both of them in the frame at the same time. So there is a connection between the two, but they're not close together. Now in terms of props, this character Ben, he has his name in big bold letters, which suggests that he is a big successful character in the community. It's carved into wood. Has he damaged the environment? Also this green lamp. Green has connotations of money and greed. Now in terms of blocking, there is a large space between these two characters to emphasize that they are not close, and the desk creates a barrier of some kind. But the fact they are both in the same frame would suggest there may be some kind of relationship between them. They may be related to each other. They could be brothers. Now the location is a wooden office, which suggests it's located in a forest environment, not urban, not city. Now in terms of set dressing, the rug on the floor has kind of like a Native American design, which helps place the location as being probably middle of America somewhere. Now in terms of this character's performance, he's got his legs over the arm of the chair, so he's not following society's rules. He's also not facing the character straight on, so there's that distance between them, so he doesn't quite respect this other character. Now in terms of costume, this is associated with environmentalism, closer to nature. He probably smokes marijuana. Now again, binary oppositions. Here we have business versus nature. So the whole location On the set dressing and what we see outside is very environment, wood and trees, yet he's wearing a grey suit. Business versus nature. Now here we have a mid shot, so we can see this character, but we still get an impression of the location of where he is. So it looks like he's on the side of a road somewhere. Now here, it's no colour, it's monochrome, suggests that this scene could be a flashback. Does this occur in the past? Could it be like the 1950s? Now the lighting is low key, creates shadows to suggest the dark nature of this character. It makes him seem more scary. And in terms of prop, we have a car. It's acting as a barrier, keeping the man at bay from the driver. But it also means that the driver is also trapped inside his car. Lots of black, so lots of black suggesting the darkness within this character and the dark situation that this character, well, the driver might be in. So the cigarettes, so this man is unhealthy to himself and maybe unhealthy to the driver as well for these bad habits. Now in terms of lighting, this could be considered to be chiaroscuro. These are strong contrast between light and dark. So it's almost like there's a torch underneath this character lighting him, just a single light source almost. Now the costume suggests that this man is poor and probably works in a factory or a farm. He's also got a very serious facial expression, so he could be dangerous. So we have another two shot. So the frame very similar to each other and a lot closer, these two characters, than the other two shot we looked at earlier, because these two are colleagues. They work together, so they are quite close. In terms of set dressing, it's typical of an office environment, which suggests these characters are professional. Also, we don't see any laptops or iPads. It's like an older style of working. So just pads and pens. So these are older characters, so they probably have an older way of working. A more old-fashioned way. So suits, the slightly younger agent has a slightly more colour than his counterpart, while the older agent looks a bit more traditional with his black suit, the white shirt, while the other character he has a slightly lighter coloured suit, a grey suit, but he's also got that red tie. Now on the table is a machine gun, so this would suggest this is probably evidence from a crime that they're investigating, because they are FBI agents. It says FBI on their badges. Now this character has a hearing aid, so he's slightly leaning forward. Maybe this is so he can listen. Now the costume, the suit suggests again professionalism. It's a government job, so you have those pins on there to suggest that they are loyal government employees. And in terms of binary oppositions, in this case, it's probably law versus crime. So the machine gun on the table would represent some kind of crime that's happened, and they are investigating that crime. So we have another mid shot, so we can see the person in detail, but we also still get an impression of the background as well, the location of where they are. Now costume, black leather jacket, would suggest that he is an outsider, an antagonist. And he's also got a bloody t-shirt, so it suggests he's a violent character. So that t-shirt could have been lightly coloured, but it's been stained with blood and dirt because he is violent. Hair and makeup, he's got the long hair, rebel, so he does not conform to society's rules. That's probably why he's got that long hair. And it also looks like he's got eye contacts in, so black eye contacts. So it makes him, doesn't seem quite human. He also looks soulless. And also he's got that blank facial expression. So he doesn't look quite human. He looks very cold character. Location, forest. Good place to murder someone, hide the body, which might suggest why he's got all that blood and dirt on him as he kills somebody and buried the body. Or was he himself buried and he's got to climb himself way out of a shallow grave, hence all the mud on him and maybe some of the blood. Prop, red bandana, so colour red for he's a dangerous character. And in terms of lighting, high key lighting, so there's a lack of shadows, so allow us to see the blood and dirt and the struggle that this character has been through and let us see his cold emotions. Okay, so that was Twin Peaks: Return in just 5 random shots. So you should get an idea of the narrative just by looking at everything that I have discussed. So thank you for watching this video.